I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. Joe Hastings Sunday did not get off to a good start. He was awakened to the bad news that a vehicle had hit his parked car, then smashed into his apartment, crashing through a brick wall and damaging the kitchen. This at Country Manor Apartments off Stratford Lane in the town of Wallkill. That vehicle also plowed into a post that was helping hold up the porch for the upstairs apartment. The driver then pulled out of Hastings' kitchen and drove off, leaving a part of his front bumper and piles of bricks and debris in his wake. About 20 minutes later, police were able to locate the car and its occupants, a 16-year-old boy and a 17-year-old girl who were not identified by police. A series of charges have been filed, including unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, conspiracy, and driving an unregistered vehicle. Town of Wallkill police were calling the incident a case of driver inexperience. 4 people, Hastings and his wife and a couple in the upstairs apartment, were evacuated. There were no injuries. The manager at the apartment complex was awaiting an engineering report to determine the extent of damage to that part of the apartment building. A violent home burglary has resulted in the filing of an attempted murder charge in Port Jervis. City police say the incident occurred early Sunday morning when an intruder forced his way into a residence on Hammond Street. Once inside, the man repeatedly slashed and stabbed one of the occupants while demanding money. After he left, police were able to run him down in a foot pursuit. 26-year-old Carol Dolan of Huguenot has been charged with attempted second-degree murder, as well as burglary, robbery, assault, weapons possession, and resisting arrest. Dolan was ordered held on $300,000 bail. The victim required emergency treatment at Bon Secours Hospital. Meantime, a Middletown teen has been charged with burglary after he reportedly broke into the home of a family acquaintance in the town of Hamptonburg and stole $43,000. 18-year-old Michael Zafiro is being held on $8,000 bail pending a town of Hamptonburg court appearance on Wednesday. Fire this morning badly damaged a single-family residence in the Cronomer Valley section of the town of Newburgh. The blaze erupted shortly after 9 a.m. at the house located at 321 Quaker Street. Much of the fire damage was centered in the attic section of the dwelling. Members of several Newburgh area fire companies were called to the scene. There were no reports of any injuries and no initial word on what may have touched off the blaze. What should be done with the now closed Orange County Government Center building, and at what cost? County legislators are expected to get an earful from local residents during a pair of public hearings today. The hearings come in the wake of a public forum held Sunday in Goshen, where opponents of the plan to construct a new building spoke out for fixing the existing structure instead, saying a new building would be too costly and renovation would save a historically important piece of architecture. The second of the 2 hearings at the Emergency Services Center in Goshen begins at 7 p.m. A funeral mass later this week for the pastor of St. Joseph's Church in Middletown will feature new Cardinal Dolan, Archbishop of New York. Cardinal Dolan will officiate during the Mass Thursday morning at the church for Reverend Monsignor George Valastro, who died last Friday. He was 84 years old. Monsignor Valastro was appointed pastor of St. Joseph's Church in 1994. The same year, he was named Episcopal co-vicar of Orange County. Prior to that, Reverend Valastro was a pastor at Sacred Heart Church in Newburgh. Bail was set at $80,000 for the man now in custody for the February 17th robbery of a bank in Sullivan County. 52-year-old John Armbruster of Monticello is in county jail after being charged with felony robbery and grand larceny. Police say Armbruster is the man who walked into the Eldred branch of the First National Bank of Jeffersonville and walked out with an undisclosed amount of cash after handing a teller a threatening note. No weapon was shown. County Sheriff's deputies say a series of tips led them to Armbruster. And today's a big day for Ted Smith, a 62-year-old retired local iron worker from the hamlet of Wallkill. Last week, he was putting the finishing touches on a 15-foot tall stainless steel sculpture at his shop in Plattekill. that today is being placed in front of the United Unions building in Washington, D.C., just a block from the White House. Officials at United Unions had spotted one of his previous sculptures in a trade magazine and commissioned him to create something to sit in front of their building. The 1,900-pound work, swirling spires that resemble swamp reeds, was melted together with an assist from members of Iron Workers Local 417. Our weather for Tuesday looks good. Wednesday, not so much. It'll be mostly sunny Tuesday with temperatures rising into the low to mid 40s. Then we'll see a mix of rain and wet snow on Wednesday with a chance of some accumulation in many parts of our region. The highs Wednesday will be in the mid to upper 30s. Get the latest news and weather information throughout the day right here at Record Online, and get all the details and features in tomorrow's Times Herald Record. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.